the big boy. That's so insane. It is so friggin' ridiculous. Welcome back to Trial and Error. Every year for the 4th of July, I have an issue trying to get adequate light out where we shoot off these fireworks. It's far enough away from the house that there's nothing on the house that would throw any light out that way. So I have a pretty decent sized generator, and I've mounted some pretty ridiculous things to a pool pole trying to get some light on the field. And this is really just for when people are settling in, and then obviously when they're packing up and leaving. It's been a bit of a struggle because it's a large area that needs a lot of light. So how are we going to do this? Well, enter a 33,600 lumen parking lot light. I mean, why not, right? I don't have a parking lot, but overkill is kind of my thing. 140 lumens per watt, which is crazy efficiency. In fact, it's 90% efficient in terms of translating current into light output, which is phenomenal. That's done with Philips LEDs and a sealed sauce and LED driver. So you've got name brand chip, name brand power supply. The color on this one is 5000K. It takes input voltage anywhere from 100 volts up to 277. And it's IP66 rated, as you would expect, with a lifespan of about 120,000 hours. When we do this, we got to do it big. So if you think about all of the different potential uses for something like this, it's crazy. But for what I need it for right now, this I think is going to work out perfectly. So let's take a deeper dive and a deeper look into it. And as usual, let's take it apart and see if the manufacturer's claims actually live up in the product. Alright, and what we find inside is a very high-end LED driver. This is your power supply. This is what does the step down as far as voltage goes. One thing of note, if you noticed, well, I noticed, stainless steel screws, there was no magnetism to these at all. So very good quality stainless on the outside screws. I can already tell, I can feel some thermal compound back there. So they've laid out thermal compounds, and in fact they've covered and coated the entire thing in thermal compound. But you have great contact area all the way around where the LEDs are. It's aluminum backed. So this is just a thin PCB board, but it's aluminum backed to help transfer the heat evenly across the entire board. And then that board is able to effectively transfer it to what is otherwise a pretty flat piece of aluminum, which is obviously attached to that huge heatsink on the backside. So everything here looks really well designed. My favorite type of design, simple. And you can see they use an actual screw type of binding post for the power connections right on the board, so they're not leaving anything to chance there. Alright, so we are going into the pitch black night here, and I just have it standing on the floor right next to the camera. You can see it out of the right hand corner. Let's just see what it does. Oh my god, is insane. Absolutely insane. And then I don't know if you can tell the second that first comes on before the camera readjusts for it. I mean, this is a well-lit garage. and that camera is got to be going to max ISO to adjust for the amount of light output that this thing has. It's just incredible. Alright, so I finally got half a brain and broke out my DSLR camera so we can have a apples to apples comparison between a couple of good work lights. So these are from Craftsman, and I use these to set up my garage before I had the lighting installed, and what this parking lot light can actually do. So I'm going to set the ISO, I'll put it in manual mode, set the ISO to be the same, aperture is the same, so you can see as if you were looking at it with your own eyes the difference between a couple of decent work lights and the difference that this thing can make. And we're going to start with the two Craftsman. See how that looks. Okay. I'm going to bump the aperture up here. Oops, that's down. So that we get, there we go. That's a little bit closer to what I see with my eyes. So we're going to lock the aperture right there. I'm going to unplug those two Craftsman. And now I will plug in the big boy. That's so insane. It is so friggin' ridiculous how bright this is. And the throw is incredible. It's super even. It's going all the way down, so that's 40 feet. And it's still, you can see the line, it's about halfway up the wall, right about there. So that still would be continuing to throw. And I'm only 12 feet off the ground. I've made a little street light temporary type holding thing that I can set up out in my field. Nice and easy with some legs that collapse. Don't judge me. I know it's hacky, but it works. It's going to work perfect for the 4th of July. But the pattern and the evenness, it's not, if you notice, it's not super intense anywhere across this floor. It's all extremely, extremely evenly dispersed. I am beyond impressed. I'm tickled pink. It's the cat's meow. You gotta get one. Really impressed with these guys. I want to thank them for sending me this. This is an awesome solution for the 4th of July. I won't have anybody tripping this year, and I won't have them losing their wallets in the grass. Believe me, this stuff happens every year. So that'll be absolutely awesome. I want to thank you all for watching. As always, we just hit 10,000 subscribers, which is mind-blowing to me, so I want to thank you all for that, and hope that that continues to grow, but man, I'm appreciative for where we are today. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.